Department, and while he was still employed, he was facilitating the theft of vehicles in our community and helping criminals who were coming here to break the law, some of which were hiding in Memphis after they would steal their cars. Southaven police were able to discover this scheme. They very quickly and appropriately terminated employment for this individual. I'm thankful that they are steadfast in their commitment to excellent standards and decided that they wanted to pursue a case like this instead of sweeping it under the rug, which would have been the easy option. But Southaven is an elite group, and they hold everyone to the same standards. And so it was important to them, and therefore it's important to me that we eradicate this from our police department and from our community. Even the most beautiful garden can spring a weed every now and then that needs to be pulled out, and that's all this is. I think that we can all agree that justice is supposed to apply to everybody, and so I think that the Southaven Police Department has made the right choice and is sending the right message that even when things are not necessarily convenient, they're still going to do what's right. And so I'm very proud to work with Chief Vickers and other representatives of the Southaven Police who are here today. I'm very happy to be joined with Heath Ferris from Mississippi Bureau of Investigations, who helped make sure that this arrest was quick and safe. He was joined in with the U.S. Marshals and the DeSoto County Sheriff's Department, and the Sheriff's Fugitive Team was able to apprehend this individual without incident, which is great, because when you have someone with police training and firearm capabilities, you never know if they're going to be desperate or feel backed into a corner, how they may react. And so we're glad that things went smoothly and that this team handled everything very professionally. This is important to my office because we formed a public corruption unit in this office, which is a first for this office. Recently, it was something that we wanted to bring to this administration because we believe in transparency in government. We just didn't think we'd use it this quickly. We also formed a task force to handle priority arrests safely and quickly so that the community would not be harmed by dangerous actors. So it's just one of those times when things just kind of worked according to plan. They don't always go according to plan, but this time it did. So we're thankful for that. And I can't express the gravity of this enough because, while it's stealing a car is not the same as murder, this is a very serious problem because not only does it betray the public trust of the position he had, but these car thefts are turning into situations where criminals are accessing guns to do more violent crimes. These car thefts are turning into situations where police go to intervene and end up getting shot at. I tried a case of Kyle Dotson just a few weeks ago where it was a car burglary or theft in Southaven where the perpetrator shot at and could have very easily killed a Southaven police officer. And then just a few moments after that incident, the events that gave rise to this arrest were taking place. And so this officer was using his position in a way that endangered the public. And so I'm just pleased that, again, I can't say enough, I'm just pleased that the city of Southaven has maintained their high standards and decided to make sure that that this problem would no longer be a problem. So with that, I'll take limited questions.
When did this crime occur? How long did it occur? And when was the suspect arrested?
So the suspect was arrested today. We did a secret indictment. So we skipped all the lower court proceedings and went straight to grand jury with this one. The incident that he was indicted for occurred in the latter part of last year, and then it took some investigating to kind of put all the pieces together where we felt like we had a case that would hold up against any challenges.
Was it just the one incident, or have there been several incidents?
The extent of which things unfolded is actively being looked at. There was enough to where obviously they terminated his employment right away, and then there was enough to where we felt like we could go to a grand jury. Whether more will be discovered or not, we'll have to wait and see.
Does he have any bond, and can we get a date when he was terminated?
I don't know about the date of termination, and as far as the bond goes, it's still early for that. So I'm sure he'll be eligible for a bond at some point, but that has not been addressed.
How long was he with the Southaven Police Department?
I'm not sure.
Did he know he was fired when he was arrested?
He's been fired for some time prior to being arrested today.
How did you guys learn of what tipped you off to this possibly happening to launch the investigation?
I don't want to say too much about the facts while we're still in the process of, or pre-trial process, because I wouldn't want to, at some point we're going to have to put everything in front of a jury, and I think that would some things are going to need to wait until the process unfolds. But I'll say that I can credit Southaven for having excellent internal controls that certainly can't be ignored.
When you took office, were you made aware of some of this going on, and did this help expedite your start of the task force?
So it's kind of coincidence that this incident happened so close in time to the formation of the task force. The public corruption unit and the task force were something we wanted to do anyways, and we kind of modeled that after some things we've learned from some other prosecutors that are forward thinking, and we did not think we would use it quite this early, so it's somewhat coincidental, I suppose.
Is a secret indictment, how common is that, or uncommon, or how rare is that for you to do something like that?
We did it this way because we didn't want to tip anybody off to what was going to happen, to give him a chance to evade or know some of the heat was coming down. A secret indictment just means that we skip the typical arrest when and the lower court proceedings and go straight to grand jury. And so relative to the volume of work we do, it's pretty rare, but it's not necessarily uncommon.
Can you repeat his name and what he is charged with?
Tony Herring Jr. He had a 2-count indictment. First count will be for conspiracy to commit a felony, and the second count is for felony take auto, which is essentially just stealing a car. In this case, he's accused of stealing a 2019 Infiniti Q60.
And this is a police officer who's accused of stealing his car.
That's right. Him. The indictment names one other individual. This police officer was working with others to effectuate these crimes.
Can you just spell his name for us as well?
I'm not so good at spelling, but I can get it to you afterwards.
Okay, that's fine.
And just for clarity, Tony Herring Jr., that is the police officer.
He's a former police
Former
officer.
police officer.
Yes.
Okay. Can you, I know you can't give a whole lot of information about the case, but can you expound a little bit more on his role in this situation? And what role he played in terms of the cause?
I mean, generally speaking, he would provide information to people that were stealing cars that would be helpful in their endeavors. Somewhat of a lookout type of role, at the very least. He was involved. He was pretty involved, but that's the kind of generic answer.
And I know you didn't say exactly if he was indicted for the incident that happened at the end of last year. Is it safe to say you're actively looking into seeing if there are other instances that he was also involved with, or can you say there definitely were other incidents that he was involved with?
We have reason to believe that it wasn't necessarily a one-off crime, but when I indict someone, I indict them because I can prove that beyond a reasonable doubt, and I can take it to court and feel good about it. So I did pick the strongest case I thought we would have against him, which is just a typical policy of my office anyways. So I appreciate everyone.
Can you give your name and position and spell the name?
Yeah, so my name is Matthew Barton, MattheWBarton, and I'm the DeSoto County District Attorney.
And one other thing, just for clarity, so Tony Herring, he's accused of stealing cars. He also stole a car while he is also accused of tipping people off who were stealing vehicles.
Yeah, so the conspiracy would be more or less the planning phase of stealing cars, and then actually taking would be when they, in furtherance of that plan, actually execute it. So he's got plenty of involvement, to say the least. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you all, and I suppose that's it.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Is there a way that we can get a photo of him?
Mugshot?
Either a mugshot or his photo from when he was on the police force?
I don't personally keep photos. I'm sure it'll get to Jail Tracker sooner or later, but I don't personally have a photo to share.
And you're not sure how long he was on the police force for?
I don't want to marry myself to the exact time and be wrong, so
Is that something
not
we
gonna
can
say.
refer to, Chief?
We will put out a statement to all of you in the next day or so. Since this is an indictment and there's still a lot more process to go through, we want to make sure we're very cautious about the statement that we put out, that we don't inadvertently unduly influence the jury pool.
Okay. So right now we should say Southaven PD has no comment at this.
Other than we support the district attorney's office, their actions, the actions of them and MBI collectively, and again, we'll have a statement later on once we can ensure that what we say doesn't cause any problems with the proceedings.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
So we'll do Mary Musselwhite and I will get together
How are you?
with the city attorney, because obviously, we can't lay out everything. And we'll put something out, we'll blast it out on a media email for y'all. And I don't know if the mayor's going to want to